you moving to the Seattle area, but maybe looking for a quieter beachside community north of the city? Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk about Mukilteo, Washington, give you all the reasons why so many people love living here in Mukilteo. Now, Mukilteo is located 25 miles north of Seattle, and it has a population just under 21,000 people currently. Like I said, it is a beach town community right here on the Puget Sound, so you have some gorgeous views from many different vantage points. Now, Mukilteo was originally home to the Snohomish people, and it became a key trading post. It was incorporated in 1947, and the growth really accelerated when the Boeing factory opened in 1967. So, of course, Boeing is a major employer and player here in the Mukilteo area. Today, Mukilteo is one of the most affluent cities in Snohomish County. Now, let's talk about some of the main reasons why people love calling this home. Let's start with the things to do in the area. Like I said, it's located right on the Puget Sound, so we'll start there with the Mukilteo waterfront. Now, here at the Mukilteo waterfront, you have Lighthouse Park, and you have the 1,500-foot beach there that offers picnic shelters, playgrounds, access to the water. Of course, you've got a sand volleyball court. This is a really great area to come down with the family, with the kids, or just by yourself and really take in the beauty of the Puget Sound. You'll see a lot of families down here hosting events and birthday parties and just get together with their friends and loved ones. Now, this is a bit smaller and quieter of a downtown area. You do have some restaurants down here. Right on the water, you have places like Diamond Knot Brewery and Ivar's, which is seafood. So these are really the two closest places right here on the waterfront. Just up the hill in walking distance, you're going to have a few more restaurants and local shops and businesses here in that downtown area. However, this is not going to be as large and offer as many options as, say, like a downtown Edmonds might be on the waterfront further south. This is certainly a smaller, a little bit quieter area. Now, don't let that fool you. This can certainly get busy down here, especially on the weekends on a nice sunny Seattle day. You also have the ferry terminal right here on the waterfront. So if you want to take a little day trip going over to Whidbey Island, this gives you great access to be able to take advantage of that. Now, also here in Mukilteo, we'll continue with the trend of outdoor recreation. You have the Japanese Gulch, which is a nature preserve of 98 acres that will offer many different trails for those that want to go biking or walking or hiking, go for a jog, and just enjoy the nature right here in the middle of Mukilteo. Here in Mukilteo, you also have the Harbor Point Golf Club, which is a championship golf course here on the south side of Mukilteo and is certainly one of the nicest courses in the area. Additionally, it's important to mention that we have Payne Field right here. So now I mentioned that you have Boeing right here in the Everett Mukilteo area. Right next to it, of course, you have Payne Field, which opened up for domestic travel here within the last decade. So it currently flies to destinations like Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, Orange County, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Palm Springs, Honolulu, and Denver. So if you want to avoid all the hassle and headache going all the way south of Seattle down to SeaTac and you're traveling to one of these destinations, Payne Field is an absolute breeze to get through when it comes to the airport experience. So people really love taking advantage of this. Also nearby, you're going to have cities like Everett and Linwood that are going to offer more of your shopping, bigger box stores, more things to do. Mukilteo is relatively small. You'll have some grocery store options, and like I said, you'll have a number of restaurants here in the area. But if you're talking about going on your Costco trip or your Target runs, you're going to visit one of the nearby cities, like I said, Everett or Linwood. All right, another big reason why people relocate here to Mukilteo is because of the schools. So here in the Mukilteo School District, you'll see that they have pretty well-rated schools, and for those that want to live in Snohomish County, this is a big attractor. Niche.com ranks Mukilteo as the number 36 district in the state out of 238 districts. And if you check out the greatschools.org ratings, you'll see the elementary and middle schools are ranked typically in the 6 to 8 range, and Kamiak High School, which is the one high school that services Mukilteo, is ranked a 9 out of 10. So this is the big primary reason why people are attracted here again for those schools. Kamiak High School certainly has a great reputation in the area. Now, if we talk about jobs, I mentioned Boeing, which is nearby. So if you are a Boeing worker, this is going to be a perfect location for you to live because it's going to be a nice and easy and seamless commute. For those that don't work at Boeing, there's other large employers in the area in places like Everett and Linwood. But if you're somebody that works down south in the Seattle or Bellevue core, this is going to be a little bit of a trek for that commute. So it's certainly something you need to keep in mind. You could, on those rush hour times, if you're somebody that's commuting into the office 5 days a week from Mukilteo down to Seattle or Bellevue, you could certainly spend an hour plus in traffic each way. All right, lastly, let's talk about the real estate and neighborhoods here in Mukilteo. So the median home price for the whole city currently is $1,025,000. Let's talk about three of the main areas that you can find homes here. here. We'll start with Old Town, which is right here in the walkable downtown core, which gives you the quickest and easiest access to the waterfront area. A lot of these homes are also going to have amazing panoramic views of the Puget Sound. So of course, home prices here are going to be the highest in the city. Median home prices here in Old Town are about 1.5 million right now. There are not many homes down here. It's not a large area. In the last year, there have been 13 home sales. 2 of those were condos, 11 of them were residential. Most of these homes are going to be built from the 1950s to 1980s, though you can find some one-off homes that are earlier 1900s or even some one-off custom new builds where somebody went in, tore down an old home and built new construction. But for the most part, most of these homes are going to be the 50s to the 80s. As you head south into Mukilteo, down the Mukilteo Speedway, you're going to have a bunch of random smaller neighborhoods on both the eastern and western side of Mukilteo Speedway. This general area, the median home prices currently are $1 million. Now again, you're going to find a lot of homes in the 1950 to 2005 range of when they were built, but most of those are going to be neighborhoods that popped up in the 70s, 80s, or 90s. Now on average, you certainly get some decent sized lots around here. Now on the smaller end, you can find homes that are on 7,000 square foot lots, and on the higher end, you can find a home here and there that's on an acre. But for the most part, most of these homes are on anywhere from about a quarter of an acre to half an acre. So certainly really good sized lots. You've got good backyards in almost all of these homes, and that's another big reason why people enjoy this area. The homes feel a little bit more spread out. It's not just a cookie cutter tract home community with tiny lots. You feel like you have a bit more space here. Lastly, we'll head further south to the Harbor Point area. Now, Harbor Point, of course, was built up around the golf course, the Harbor Point Golf Club that I mentioned earlier. So there are certainly a number of really nice neighborhoods and streets through here. Most of these homes were built in the 1970s to mid-2005 range, but you'll see most of the homes popped up in the 80s and 90s. The median home price here in Harbor Point is about 1.1 million right now. Of course, like I said, these are golf course community homes, so these homes are going to be a little bit more congruent in terms of the architectural styles. They'll resemble each other a little bit more and won't be as much variation on the types of homes in the exterior appearance, though you can go from neighborhood to neighborhood within Harbor Point and find some different options. These are certainly well-manicured streets and neighborhoods with HOAs that keep on top of that kind of stuff. Now, lastly, you can also find a lot of condo options here in Harbor Point. There are a number of condo complexes and apartments that have been built up right next to the golf course. So if you want to be in Mukilteo, but you're looking for a bit more of an affordable option, the median condo price right now is $470,000. You can find condos anywhere from 1 bedroom to 3 bedrooms. And again, most of those built in the 80s and 90s. All right, well, that wraps it up. This gives you a good overview of what Mukilteo offers: a quieter, slower paced beach town with still great access to local amenities, proximity to nearby cities that offer even more, and overall a nice laid back lifestyle. If you're somebody that's looking to relocate over here, or maybe you already live in the Seattle area and you're looking to buy a home and figure out where that right place is for you, whether it's Mukilteo or maybe it's another location, I love helping those of you out that reach out to me here after watching the YouTube videos. So be sure to reach out to me at my info in the description. Would be happy to help out. Thanks for watching this one.